I'm not a phony. I'm not taking my position for granted. I really am trying to do the best that I can. If it's made their day to say nepo kid, then let them have it. I think what confuses me is that so many people think it's like a PR activity. Or like some sort of PR training. Firstly, I don't know if there's any such thing as PR. I don't know any actor who sits like with teachers and gets trained by like PR people. I think max to max what PR people tell you is like, don't talk shit about your film, don't say controversial things, and try to be as apolitical as possible, and maybe don't dig your nose on camera, which is the extent of it.
I don't remember you doing any of this.
No, I did dig my nose once. I love my parents for the way that they've brought both of us up. It's I think everyone keeps talking about privilege and fame and everything we've gotten, virasat mein, but the one thing that is my true privilege is the way that they've brought me and my sister up. I really think that is the biggest wealth that we have, and I'm very proud of it. But I think in an effort to make sure that we're always polite and never really
Rude,
offending anyone, it's made us kind of reject having our own opinions a little bit. During Diwali Puja, I always wear my like South Indian pattu pavda, longavani, and my gajra, and like I force Khushi to, and I do the same. And so I needed to give this audition before, and I had to enter the casting director's office, and everyone was obviously dressed up like a normal person, not like they're climbing Tirupati. Me, on the other hand, was a different story, and so it was just like weird because everyone was looking at me like, "ये अपने आप को क्या समझती है? Jewelry, गजरा वजरा पहन के आई है audition देने."
Hello everybody, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guest today is so talented. She's been making choices that she always wanted to, and she's doing that brazenly. And no wonder you see this kind of reformed confidence in Jahnvi Kapoor. Thank you for doing this, Jahnvi.
Thank you for having me.
But it's true. I feel like you always were this confident person, but I think I notice a certain agency in not just the films that you're choosing, the characters, but I also feel like you are channelizing that vibe. So I want to know your thoughts on my analysis and if there is any truth to what I've observed.
I think there definitely is. I don't think I was this confident before. I think it also comes with age and experience. Not that I'm some 80-year-old, but I think a lot of it has to do with the experiences that I've had, the kind of films that I've done. I think I've been very fortunate to go on so many journeys that have taught me so much about what it means to actually have agency and have an opinion. I think that I've also reached a point in my life where I'm sick and tired of being apologetic about where I come from, and I've realized that most things in life really aren't that deep. I'm getting to do the work that I love doing, and you can't win them all at one go, but I'm doing it for the people that do appreciate it, and I've begun to recognize that there are at least some of them, and I really do love my work, and I'm proud of the stories that I'm telling, and it's okay to recognize that. So yeah,
I love the fact that you just said that I'm doing it and there are people who appreciate it. Sometimes I think we forget to even appreciate those little things that we are doing, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's important. I think I'm so on guard about I can't let myself get delusional. I don't ever want to sound like someone who's tone deaf or out of touch. Ke haan, main to matlab, and really it's like everyone's rolling their eyes. And I never want that. And I think that in my effort to be aware of that, I'm always like selling myself short and putting myself down. Okay, no, I'm not getting it right. I haven't done well. I haven't, like nothing. But it's also nice to sometimes see the other side of it. Just allow yourself that, because there is some truth to it. I'm not a phony. I'm not taking my position for granted. I really am trying to do the best that I can, and I do recognize that there is a certain amount of value in the skill set that I bring when I'm on a film set. It's okay to, it's okay to know that maybe some people don't see it now, maybe they never will, but there are people that do, which is why I'm, I guess, being able to do what I love to do.
No, absolutely. And, this shift in your confidence is also a shift that a lot of people are actually noticing. You will see a lot of comments that, you know, I'm sure that for your own mental health, I'm sure you're not sitting out there reading everything.
Yeah.
Understandable, but I feel like we will see the perception kind of changes to know, you know, she can be taken seriously, going beyond the family that you belong to. A lot of the interviews that you see, some of them are of course surprised that, oh, you know, she's so like well, you know, she's knowledge and, you know, she's well spoken and stuff like that. I mean, I have known you for a while to know that you've always been this person. It's not a sudden change. For people who don't know you, they've been observing that you make an effort to talk about things that you have knowledge about.
I guess so. I think what confuses me is that so many people think it's like a PR activity, or like some sort of PR training. Firstly, I don't know if there's any such thing as PR. I don't know any actor who sits like with teachers and gets trained by like PR people. I think max to max what PR people tell you is like, don't talk shit about your film, don't say controversial things, and try to be as apolitical as possible, and maybe don't dig your nose on camera, which is the extent of it.
I don't remember you doing any of this.
No, I did dig my nose once.
It's okay. It's fine.
I got a lot of shit for it from my team, yes. So that's about it.
But no, I think it's wonderful. Interesting you pointed that, you know, you have seen yourself kind of, you know, now you're in rooms, you're more confident and you are not afraid to say your opinion. Pretty much I think this is something that I have observed in your character, right? In Ulajh, you see she's this woman in this man's world and she's trying to navigate everything. But you see that she's really fighting back in the trailer from whatever, that's all that I have been privy to. But maybe you can tell me a little bit more on that. It's very interesting. I'm sure you relate to that fact in her.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely not. My life it doesn't have the kind of stakes that Suhana's life has. I don't think any of the decisions that I make are paramount to national security. Hers are.
Of course.
But yeah, I guess a woman in a man's world, I don't think it's just something that I relate to. I think that a lot of women relate to it, not just working women. I think that we've always been made to feel aware of, you know, the male ego, and for some reason women have been given the responsibility to make men feel like men sometimes, and sometimes we just get confused by what that means and misconstrue it to be making us seem lesser than we are, to make the other person seem more powerful or more in command. And I know that I used to do that a lot, professionally, personally, but I just don't have time for it. I don't have the patience for it anymore. Now it's like, this is my point. I will say it as plainly as I mean it. And if you agree, then great. If you don't and it pisses you off that I have an opinion, then like...
deal with it.
No, then like, it's fine. You do you, I'll do me.
No, but does this also help? Because, you know, I have a sister and I feel like we're always discussing the world around us. So now that when you see it this way, like I like the way that you said that, you know, today I don't care, I say what I have to. This is what you also share with Khushi because she's a part of this world. Today, do you think you all feel similarly about, because you all have been through so much together as well?
I guess so, but you know, it's been a journey for me. I wasn't always like this. I also think a lot of our upbringing has been to be very, very, very polite, always. And I think, you know, I love my parents for the way that they've brought both of us up. It's I think everyone keeps talking about privilege and fame and everything we've gotten, virasat mein, but the one thing that is my true privilege is the way that they've brought me and my sister up. I really think that that is the biggest wealth that we have, and I'm very proud of it. But I think in an effort to make sure that we're always polite and never really
rude,
offending anyone, it's made us kind of reject having our own opinions a little bit. Or that's how it was. Like, okay, we don't want to upset someone, we'll let our thoughts go. And that's, I think, one thing I would do differently with maybe my kids. If I ever have a girl specifically, I'd let her get pissed off. I'd let her have a voice. I'd let her scream and shout if she wanted to. You know, I don't want to suppress that.
It's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. In the formative years, it really, really impacts you, right? Like you,
Yeah.
I feel like you are so much more confident then,
Yeah, I think so.
and less judgments also, na?
Yeah, I think that the only judgment that really matters is, is yourself, because I read a quote that Reese Witherspoon recently, she said something like, the minute you realize that what other people think of you is really none of your business and really doesn't make any difference to your life, you will be completely free. And I don't think I'm 100% there yet, but it's very liberating. The minute I hear someone who's misunderstood something that I've wanted to say, maybe in an interview or maybe like some statement or like maybe what I'm trying to do with my work, and I've realized that they've really just gotten it wrong or they've gotten me wrong, and then I tell myself it's none of my business. If it's made their day to say nepo kid, then let them have it. It's fine. It's okay.
But while you say that, I feel like it was so wonderful to kind of see you let your hair down and dance and wear those gorgeous dresses. I had to. According to me,
Where did I do
for
this?
the Ambani wedding.
Oh.
Can we please talk about...
I thought you were talking about the song of my movie.
That also. But because I know, make sure you're there and all of that.
Yeah.
And I loved the fashion game on that you, let us put it that way, out there. And every look, right? But also it was wonderful to see you kind of let your hair down and do what you wanted to, because I don't think actors get that opportunity. You're always being filmed, right? But there I felt like I could see all just like, I'm not shooting, I'll just have fun with my
But
friends.
I was shooting in the day and going there at night.
You were doing both?
I was doing both.
Hats off.
No, but that is, my safe space in a lot of ways, because I find a lot of solitude and comfort in my group of friends. And I think what I love about, you're saying you're letting your hair down, this and that. I think the anticipation or the assumption is that it's a bunch of us actors. Like, it's not that at all. I think that everyone who was there has deep respect and affection towards the family. And what I can say for myself is that I think everyone felt so comfortable and felt like they could let their hair down is because of the love and affection, they give, and the love that you felt in the room when you saw both of them get married. And and I think as a friend group, all of us are each other's safe space. So for me, it wasn't like it's always been like that for me around them, around my entire group.
But it was wonderful.
So yeah.
We're talking about fashion game, and we are mentioning the Ambani wedding. I must say, the choreographer Sanjay Shetty was telling me how you'll always remain his favorite because of the way you pick up steps. Now this I was as well. Why?
I don't know.
No, you mentioned the song, and I thought I should tell you this because he was like, she's an absolute darling, and among the young couples out there, you could see like that she's killing it. And also with the ease, and I know that you all didn't practice, so
I didn't practice at all.
Which is why. So I mean, it's wonderful. It always helps you, the kind of training that you've done, even today, right?
I've actually not done training.
Much?
No.
Not
I think in my free time, if I have a week or two off, then I spend 10 days with Maharajji. I did like a week of classes with, Vaibhavi ma'am has an assistant, Tejasvi, who, I keep making these dance reels.
Yeah.
Whenever I get off time, she comes home and she's like, okay, which song do you want to learn? And then we pick a song. And so I'm not trained at all, actually.
Okay, that makes it even more incredible. But no, I think it always helps though, right? That I think a medium to let go is dance, right? Like when you're feeling something, doesn't dance help you that way, therapeutic in that way?
I love dancing. I glow when I'm dancing.
That is true. We have proof. But the song here is also interesting. But I think the significance of Ulajh in your life is going to be massive, right, Jahnvi?
I hope so. In a good way.
No, absolutely, in all ways. Because of course it's an author-backed role. We can see that in the trailer. But I also feel like for you, you are literally leading it from the front. Right, and making sure that you do everything possible for the film. I feel like it also comes from a place of responsibility that you feel. It's very different from the other films that you've done, right?
It is. Like I said, I think I've been the most involved in this film. So whatever praise or brickbats it's gonna get, like typically as an actor you feel like मैंने तो मेरा काम कर लिया, shoot पे आ गए, promotion कर लिया, अभी जो होता है मेरे अच्छे reviews आ गए, मेरा हो गया. Because I mean technically a female actress more often than not, when there's a male
Yeah.
in the film, the burden of the opening number is not
Yeah.
yours as much as it's the other actors, as fortunate or unfortunate that is. But यहाँ मैं किसी के साथ बांट भी नहीं सकती हूँ वो इल्ज़ाम या वो तारीफ़. मैं तारीफ़ तो 100% बांट सकती हूँ. But I think also as a result of it, of me being so invested and involved, I feel like a responsibility and a pressure a lot more, because I know that a lot of the decisions I've coaxed and pressured and nudged them into doing, and I just hope it pans out so that, yeah, no one's like, oh, we listened to her and she f***ed it up.
मुझे लगता है ये होगा, बट इंटरेस्टिंग ये बात है कि यू नो आफ्टर मिस्टर एंड मिसेस माही, वे यू जहाँ पे मूवी ने अच्छा बिजनेस किया है एट द बॉक्स ऑफिस, एंड देन यू वॉकिंग टू दिस, सो इट थोड़ा तो आई थिंक एनकरेजमेंट भी मिलता है कि ऑडियंसेस आर open to a lot of things.
They are definitely, and not just with Mahi. Like, I mean, I understand that Mahi wasn't the quintessential entertainer. It was
Yeah.
more like a coming of age drama, and still we got like profitable numbers, which was great. But even movies like Kill now, which is essentially with the first time actor, which is such a critically acclaimed film. But again, there's no like masala, song, dance,
Not
none
at all.
of that. It's
Brilliant.
essentially in a train.
It's brilliant, I've seen it.
It's brilliant, exactly.
Brilliant.
And people are going, it's holding strong.
Yeah.
It's gonna do a decent number. And I'm so happy for Laksh. So I really think that the audience is smart in sniffing out good content and giving it its due. Even Lapata Ladies, what a film.
Favorite film of the year. Such a beautiful
Too
film.
good. So I think a film gets its due. I'm very confident of Ulajh and what we've done with this film. So in a way I'm relaxed also. Like, yeah, I have anxiety, but the anxiety is more about, am I doing enough? Am I doing too much? Am I doing too little? It's not so much like how is the film going to get consumed. It's more about, am I doing enough to get people to spread awareness about the film? Because I know once they watch the film, it's a respectable, dignified, good film.
Ji. I'll do some fun questions. All right, Jahnvi, quick ones. What is the weirdest audition that you had to give, if you had to ever?
Yeah, I've had to give a couple. The weirdest was definitely... Oh, I was going to a Diwali puja right after this audition, and during Diwali puja, I always wear my like South Indian pattu pavda, longavani, and my gajra, and like I force Khushi to, and I do the same. And so I needed to give this audition before, and I had to enter the casting director's office, and everyone was obviously dressed up like a normal person, not like they're climbing Tirupati. Me, on the other hand, was a different story, and so it was just like weird because everyone was looking at me like, "ये अपने आप को क्या समझती है? Jewelry, गजरा वजरा पहन के आई है audition देने." So I was just very conscious that I was entering the space dressed like this and giving an audition. Yeah.
But I'm sure it went well.
Yes, I got the part.
There you go. So it doesn't matter, see? At the end, it doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. What has been the funniest meme that you read about yourself? It should be funny.
There's one meme that I saw about this song Shokan, where it's something like you're waiting for your girlfriend to come back home or something, meanwhile her at a party with another boy, and like it's a video of me dancing, and it's some other video of this boy like sitting really upset in his house. I thought that was funny.
Okay, lovely. Unfortunately, we have more things to do, you particularly, but I had a lovely time chatting with you.
Thank
Jahnvi.
you so much.
Thank you so
Rani.
much.
Thank you.